very good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen and everyone at this conference. I'll take you to down south to my state where I work in the energy sector. In fact, I have worked in two distribution companies, HESCOM and BESCOM, Hubli and Bangalore electricity supply companies earlier, and I'm right now they're in the transmission corporation. We have a more than a century-long history of power sector in Karnataka, and it was almost more than 120 odd years. We had this first megawatt scale hydroelectric power station which was established, and that was in 1902. And that came up because the Kolar Gold Fields, or KGF, which is almost a 2-hour drive from Bangalore, they needed electricity for doing their gold mining and refining and all those activities. So that is when the hydroelectricity came to Karnataka, and one of the first in India, and this was a megawatt scale, because the smaller scale plants have been done earlier also, but a megawatt scale plant. Then in 1903, the next year itself, the government of Mysore Electricity Department, government was established. Then Bangalore became the first city in Asia to light up the streets through electricity, using electricity. Earlier the kerosene lamps were used, so that was in 1905, almost 119 years back. And going forward, KEB, Karnataka Electricity Board, was formed. Then the KPCL, we removed the generation part from KEB way back in 1970. So 1970, the Karnataka Power Corporation came into existence. 1999, the KEB was corporatized and the KPTCL was formed. That is in 1999. And KERC, Electricity Regulatory Commission, also came into existence. 2002, then KPTCL was divided, the transmission and the distribution were divided, and more or less other states have followed the same sequence, but we were one of the first states to do that, and that was in 2002. And we formed 4 electricity supply companies, and they were formed region-wise. So we have 4 distinct regions in Karnataka, and or we call divisions. So Bangalore, Mysore, Gulbarga, and Belgaum. These were the 4 regions, and these 4 companies were formed: BESCOM, HESCOM, JESCOM, and MESCOM. And later in 2005, one of the ESCOMs, which was MESCOM, was divided, and we had Chamundeshwari Electricity Supply Company, which is based in Mysore. So that was formed, and 2007 we came out with a special purpose vehicle and formed the Power Company of Karnataka Limited, because exchange operations had to be carried out, and it was difficult for all the ESCOMs to go to the exchange individually, or to procure power from the market or through tenders, and therefore Power Company of Karnataka Limited was formed in 2007. So these are the various milestones which we had, and then we also have CREDL, Karnataka Renewable Energy Development Limited, or the RE company. Then we have large number of companies which were there in the industries department, now with the energy department. Like we have a company called Kavika, which manufactures transformers. We have a company called Mysore Electrical Industries, MEI, which manufactures circuit breakers. These are all PSUs, government-owned PSUs. And we had other companies also. So this is as far as the electricity sector historically what was there in Karnataka. When we come to what is our basic aim and role there, so and the focus in the energy sector. So we want, in fact, just to give you a snapshot of the shot of the last year. Last year it was unusual year for the entire country, and more so for us and the southern Indian states. We had failure of monsoons. We did not expect that the monsoon will fail. At the same time, we also had a huge jump in the industrial demand. because post-COVID recovery of the industries and all that. And because of that, last year sometime in July, August, September, can you imagine in the month of August, when most of our thermal power plants go for the annual overhauling and our agricultural load is almost zilch, we had a peak which was more than the peak which we had recorded in the month of April, the summer season for our state, April, May, March, April, May. So we exceeded the peak which was recorded in the previous year or electrical year, you can say. So this was the situation when in the month of August, and my consumption was almost 2 times of the previous year and all that. And we realized that post-COVID, we need to build a very strong generation capacity and all that. And we sat and ran through our plans, and then resource adequacy plan or RAP was formulated, and for which we did lot of stakeholders consultation across various departments, because normally we miss out irrigation, we miss out RDPR, we miss out urban development and all that, we miss out industries, though industries are in touch, but they have a kind of action plan that, okay, Karnataka Industrial Area Development Board or the private industrial layouts will have so much requirement of the power in the next 10 years and all that. So we did a very extensive consultation over a period of 4 or 5 months, and we have come out with a resource adequacy plan. And the idea is that on this plan we should work, and the targets which we have set is like we need to almost double our existing generation capacity from 33 gigawatts to almost 60 gigawatts. And the second is we also need to almost make it 250% of the existing capacity in terms of transmission, because lot of these things will come in the RE space. And also we are expecting that our peak, which is right now 17,000 megawatt odd, will become almost 25,000 megawatt by 2030. This is state generation. Just to give an idea, so as I told you, total installed capacity is 32,991, almost 33 gigawatts as on 31st of March. We are talking in the end of the financial year, and the peak demand, as I told you, is around 17 gigawatts, and the maximum consumption which we had was on 22nd March, almost 329 million units, and right now we are having, like yesterday the consumption was 234 million units. This is the installed capacity. We are one of the very green state in terms of the energy mix, and almost 64% of my energy comes from hydel, wind, solar, cogen. So 65%, almost that percentage comes from these sources. Going forward, we are going to add another 27 gigawatts, and in this 27 gigawatts, which we are planning till 2030, in the next 6 years, the major portion will be coming from RE, solar, wind. A very small portion will come from thermal. We have a thermal power plant which is going to come up, not in our state, but in the state of Chhattisgarh. We have gone there, purchased land, invested in land, in water, and all that. We have got a pithead mine there, and 16 megawatt is what is plant there in Chhattisgarh, Godhna. Then we have huge target for solar, wind, and then storage in the coming years. Coming to my company, the company which I head, we are one of the pioneers in terms of our SCADA system, in terms of the way we manage our state load dispatch center. We were one of the first states in the country to start SCADA way back in 2007. And we over years have been building efficiencies in the energy systems. Our transmission losses are on the lowest in the country. We started with the GIS substations, and we have a lot of GIS substations in the various ranges, 400 kV, 220 kV, 66 kV. Ongoing projects are there in Peenya and Domsandra, and 220 kV in that voltage range we have in Matikere, Rajajnagar, Hagdur in the Whitefield area, and plant substations are coming up in Rishabhati Valley, which is in Bangalore, and Codes Glass Factory, both in Bangalore. These are the GIS substation. Obviously, because of the land constraints in and around Bangalore, we have this problem. Now, as I told you, as per the RAP, we have a roadmap, and as per that roadmap, we are going to add a lot of capacities. Now, one of the immediate requirements which we have in the state of Karnataka is for the battery energy storage systems. Just to give you an idea, in the last 1 year, we have almost tendered out from the government to be added into the state grid almost 1500 megawatts of solar power under the Kusum C. It is tendered and being grounded, and work has already started. The target is that under the Kusum C, which is your solarization of feeders, where you put up a mini solar power plant closer to the substation. Our target is to go for 3000 megawatt, where the feasibility is there. My substation can absorb that solar and take it to the IP sets. And it is around 3 rupees 15 paise per unit, or 3 rupees 14. Those are the rates that we have got. And the advantage for us is that the state of Karnataka is heavily, say, dependent on the IP set consumption, because that consumption keeps on fluctuating. And the farmers preferably want the power in the daytime. So it perfectly sets into the system where we put up a mini solar power plant closer to the substation, provide the power in the daytime to the farmers. They are also happy. And my per unit cost also comes down from almost 6 rupees to 3 rupees 17 paisa. The losses and all those, if you count them, and the 30-40 paisa if you add, so almost a quarter, 3 rupees 75 paisa to 4 rupees, and I need 2 rupees for the power supply to the farmers. And that also helps the state government. So it perfectly sets into the entire equation of the subsidy support also from the state government. Their subsidy bill slowly comes down. So we are going to add 3000 megawatt under the Kusum C, and we are building a lot of substations so that we can absorb further capacity, and the 2000 megawatt we are planning to add in terms of mini solar power plants closer to the substation. And as these systems keep on coming, we will require a battery energy storage system, and under our RAP, the assessment is that around 1000 megawatt into 2 hours, so 2000 megawatt hour of battery energy storage systems is the requirement in the state. And we have divided it into 2 parts. One is the battery energy storage systems at the generation end, which will be closer to your solar power plants like Pavagada or other places. Pavagada, we have got 2 gigawatt of a solar power plant. So half of that probably will come closer to generation plants, and half of that we are planning around 500 megawatt into 2000 megawatt hour. We are planning closer to the transmission or the generation battery energy at the transmission end, and these will be closer to or will be located at my transmission elements. The idea is that I defer my investment into the transmission. I'm able to absorb the power, and I'm not going to the market in a distressed sale. So this is the best battery energy storage systems at both transmission and generation ends. Then we have also planned out a big pump storage capacity addition in Karnataka. Recently, the state has finalized tender, and the project is grounded basically for Sharavati pump storage, and that is 2000 megawatt will be coming there. Then we also have Varahi pump storage. Again, all these are in the Western Ghats, and that is under 2000 megawatt, and that is 6 hours of storage, 2000 megawatt into 6. Then we have Netravati, which is there. Then we have a lot of private pump storages which are coming up, and these pump storages will be of immense help to us, so that the SLDC is able to dispatch and is able to maintain and manage the grid stability and all those. So these pump storages coming up, and we in fact have one more idea that of putting mini pump storage. So in fact, yesterday we had certain discussions on that, and with a few of our participants here. We have a lot of abandoned mines in Karnataka, whether it is iron ore or your quarries, stone quarries, mines and all that. And we have a natural lower reservoir there. So if we are able to construct upper reservoir, you find out some kind of a say hilly terrain where you do that, and we have a hilly terrain there. So it's a plateau. So we can have a mini pump storage plants which can be of the capacity of 100, 200 megawatts and all that, which can be located at various places. So these are the plans on the BESS and the pump storage. RE has been discussed a lot. I will not go into those details. We are one of the pioneers in the country in terms of RE generation. Pavagoda used to be one of the biggest plants in the country, and in the world it was there. Now some other states have taken over, but in general the state's emphasis is already on the green energy, and we are going to add a lot of capacity. We start at number 4 in the country in terms of the installed capacity of RE. This is already we have told. In fact, there is certain additions which have happened after I showed you the slide where it was 33 gigawatts and now it has increased further. So there is almost addition of almost 1,500 megawatt which has happened in the last 4-5 months. In fact, recently on 24th, Honorable CM along with Honorable Energy Minister, they have commissioned Yelahanka combined cycle gas power plant which uses LNG, and we have an agreement with the Gas Authority of India Limited on that, and that plant has been commissioned. It's a 370 megawatt plant where around 2/3 is gas based generation, 1/3 comes from your steam. So 370 megawatt is the capacity there. We also are going to soon commission waste to energy plant which is around 100 kilometers from Bangalore city. And that will be under 15. It's a smaller plant, but more important is the usage of the municipal waste and converting or generating electricity from that. So over the years, we are going for a kind of a shift and transition towards green energy. And my assumption or RAP, resource adequacy plan, which we have prepared, this may go up to almost 75% to 80% of my installed capacity over the next 6-7 years will go into RE. This is the photograph of Pavagoda Solar Park, very often visited, and this was one of the pioneer projects where we came out with the concept that we will not acquire the land from the farmers. This is the area which has scanty rainfall, and therefore we gave an offer to the farmer that we will take the land on lease, and this was executed very well. The farmers are very happy, and it's one of the success stories in Karnataka in terms of solar generation. We are also coming out with a pilot BESS, but it's a very small pilot BESS. In fact, sorry, the tender will be called for 1,000 megawatt into 2 hours of BESS very soon, and that's going to come as I was discussing the generation and the transmission end. In Kalburgi, Gulbarga, now it is known as Kalburgi, this is a place where we are going to put a 100 megawatt of solar power plant and along with a 100 megawatt hour of battery energy storage system. We also are at the anvil of coming out with a green hydrogen policy. We have got 2 green hydrogen hubs which have been identified. One is Mangalore. Mangalore is primarily for export, and it's a coastal city, as you know. The second green hydrogen hub has been identified in Bellary, where the Jindal Steel Works is located, JSW. There are a lot of steel companies which are located, iron ore and all that. So that's the second hub is at Bellary. And the state wants to proactively go into the green hydrogen space, and this green hydrogen policy is soon going to come to the cabinet with a good amount of support for the industries. This is all from my side. Thank you very much for patiently listening to me.